Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to our Zones of Regulation, Lesson 18. Today, we're going to learn how to use the Stop, Opt, and Go tool as a strategy to add to your Zones of Regulation toolbox. In other words, we're going to learn how to stop and consider options before we go or act. Before we begin the lesson, I want to share my screen with you. And if you notice, we're going to use a stoplight, stop, opt, and go to help us remember how to use this tool. Okay, before we begin, think about how are you feeling right now? What zone do you think you're in? Is it the best situation, the best one for your current situation? If not, what zone might be a better one? And do you need help to get to a different zone? If you notice on the side, I put our zones check-in. I feel blank. I'm in the blank zone. So you can take just a minute to see how you're feeling right now and to see what zone you're in. And remember, if you're not in the zone that you're desiring to be in, such as the green zone, think about, do you need help to get there? And what tools can you use to get there? Okay, let's think about problem solving. Why do you think it's important to problem solve when we have tough problems in which we need to find the solutions? Sometimes you're going to have tough problems. That's just part of life, and you're going to have to problem solve to work on some appropriate solutions. You're going to be put in some situations in which you're unsure of what to do. So now let's think about that stoplight. Let's think about the red, yellow, and green colors and see how we can use that as a tool or strategy to help us problem solve. Okay, first we have red. We all know that red means to stop. It means to stop right now. You're going to have problems when you feel yourself getting angry, frustrated, or even moving toward the red zone. When we feel like we're moving that direction, we need to find a solution that will help us stop. You want to be able to stop what you're doing right away, and you want to think about, what zone am I in? I could be in red zone, I could be in blue, or I can be in the yellow zone. My body, my thoughts and behavior will tell me what zone I'm in. So the first thing you want to do, we want to stop right now, and we want to decide, what zone am I in? So that's how we want to start using the strategy, stop. Next, we want to go to yellow. And yellow tells us to slow down, to use some caution. Yellow, we're going to think about some options. We're going to opt. We're going to think about how many options we can try to get toward the green zone. For an example, if I was frustrated, taking a break from the activity would be an option. Taking a walk with someone. If I was nervous or worried, some options I would have would be, think about, what is the size of my problem? Is it a small problem? Is it a medium problem? Is it an emergency problem? If I was in the blue zone, some options I would have. Remember, in the blue zone, you can be tired or sick. So some options I would have, I may need to get my energy up. I need to get up and move around, get a drink, put some energy back in my body. So those are some options I have. So when we're in the yellow part of our stoplight, we want to list all the options you have that will help me solve the problem. Now, some of the options you may list may be good or not so good, but you want to list all options possible. So red, we're going to stop. identify the zone we're in. Yellow, we're going to think about our options. We're going to opt. Next, we have green. And we all know that green means to go. We're going to go with the best option. Remember, some of your options may be good options. Some of your options may not be so good. For green, when you're choosing your options, you may choose an option such as taking a walk if you're angry. And guess what? That may not work. So you want to go back to your yellow and you want to choose another option. We want to use our options until we find the very best option to go with. So sometimes we think the option we choose is really the best one, and it may not be the best one. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little scenario, and we are going to think about using our stoplight to help us come up with the best solution. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, next you see the zones of regulation solution finder worksheet. Okay, at the top you see problem. So today I'm going to give you a problem. You can work with a family member or by yourself to decide on the best way to handle this problem. You lost your game. It could be a sports game you're playing, you lost. It could be a video game, or you can lose at playing a board game. You might get sad or upset. Sad is usually in blue. Upset can also be yellow, or you may be in the red zone if you're out of control. So we're going to stop before we act. So we know the problem. You're playing a game. You lost at the game. You might be feeling sad or upset if you're in yellow and blue, or you may be out of control if you're in red. We all know that losing does not feel really good. And for some of us, we have different reactions to losing. Okay, so let's think about the red part in our stop, opt, and go. Red, we're going to stop before you act. What zone are you in if you just lost the game? Okay, next we're going to move down to yellow. What are some options we have to help us solve the problem? We lost the game. We're really upset. We're mad and angry. What can we do to work this problem out? Think of all your options and how they will work out. Well, one option we may have, we may just say, hey, I just lost the game. Let's have a rematch. You may want to take a little break. You may want to get up and take a walk, clear your mind, go get a drink, and maybe come back to a rematch. You may say, can we just play this game later and take a break? Or you may have a hard time getting over the loss, and you may do some things as yelling and screaming. You may push. You may throw the controller. Remember, if your option is not a good option, there will be a consequence. If you throw your controller, it may break. If you flip the game board, no one's going to want to play with you. So we have to think about our options. So we got our options. We talked about taking a break, taking a walk, clearing your mind, maybe getting a drink of water, playing the game later. We also talked about some negative ones, such as throwing your controller, yelling, pushing. You're going to choose your best option. So if you look at green, it says go with your best option. So whatever you choose your best option with, you're going to try it. So maybe I'm going to choose, I'm going to get up and get a drink of water. So next I get up, get a drink of water, and I'll see how I feel. Has it helped me move closer to the green zone? If so, I know that option worked. If not, then you're going to have to go back to your yellow options and choose another option. Remember, our goal is to choose options that will allow us to move closer to our green zone, that will allow us to feel happy, focused, and calm. So list as many options in the yellow as you can think of. When you get to the green, go with your best option. We want to work hard to get to the green zone, as close as we can get to the green zone. So that was just one example of a problem, a common problem that kids have. You can use the stoplight with any tough problem you have. You can use the stoplight yourself. You can help a friend problem solve using the stop, opt, and go. Or you can work with a family member to use it as well, or your teachers. This is just a good tool to help you think about, hey, what zone am I in? What options can I try to get out of that zone and get closer to the green zone? And then I'm going to go with my best option that puts me closer to the green zone. Okay, good job with that. Okay, next, let's look at some reasons why we may, or some questions we may have when we're using the stop, opt, and go. Why can things go wrong if you first don't stop and consider your options? What if you're really angry and you don't stop and think about it and you just choose to do something to solve your problem and it makes it worse? So think about stopping first, seeing what zone you're in, and going to your options. The second thing we can think about, how might using stop, opt, go help keep you out of trouble? And last, how can you help others use the stop, opt, go tools? So those are some questions you can think about as you're learning to use the stop, opt, and go. We can prevent many problems by stopping and thinking about them first. You can solve your problems by using the stop, opt, and go. And learning how to solve problems is an important life skill. Learning now how to solve your problems is something you're going to use, boys and girls, as you get to be adults. Okay, and last, just to review, remember, this is another tool that you can add to your toolbox. It may be hard at first, but if you practice, you will get better at using this tool. Think of the stoplight when you have a problem, or think of the stoplight when you feel like you're moving into the red zone. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope you remember to stop, opt, and go when you're finding solutions to control your zones. Have a good week. Remember, if you need us, you can contact us at your school if you're learning from home, or if you're in person, you can come by our office. Have a great week.